Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today we have our third lecture of pharmacovigilance. And in previous lectures, we covered adverse drug reaction, need of pharmacovigilance, different types of adverse drug reactions, predisposing factors of adverse drug reaction, and mechanism of adverse drug reactions. And under the mechanism of adverse drug reaction, we study mechanism of type A adverse drug reactions, which included pharmaceutical causes, pharmacokinetic causes, and pharmacodynamic causes. And in the previous lecture, we studied pharmaceutical causes and pharmacokinetic causes. In today's lecture, we will start from pharmacodynamic causes of type A adverse drug reaction. Different individuals react differently to the drug to produce their pharmacological action. There are certain factors which are involved in pharmacodynamic mechanism of adverse drug reaction. These included drug receptors, homeostatic mechanism of the body, and disease to the tissue and organ sensitivity. So first of all, drug receptors. So the variation in the amount and sensitivity of receptors for certain drug are responsible for adverse drug reaction, because variation of amount and sensitivity of receptors to different individuals have different effect on the drug response. What happened? A drug binds to the receptor, which can be an enzyme, protein, cell, and it then produces its response, that is its pharmacological response. So there can be that some individuals may have fewer specific drug receptors, while others may have higher number of receptors, but these receptors can be less active. So ultimately, there will be an effect to drug response or pharmacological response of the drug. Now take an example. Alteration in number and function of receptors is exhibited by an example, that is thyroid hormone and beta receptors, which can produce agonist and antagonist effect depending on the thyroid hormones availability or their quantity in the body. If there is a state of hyperthyroidism, so there can be increased number of beta adrenergic receptors, because thyroid hormones can regulate the number of beta adrenergic receptors. The increased number of beta adrenergic receptor may be responsible for the enhanced catecholamine sensitivity of beta adrenergic coupled cardiac responses in case of hyperthyroidism, and there will be reverse response when the state is hypothyroidism. There can be decreased number of beta adrenergic receptor. The second factor is homeostatic mechanisms. Physiological factors which can determine the extent of drugs pharmacological effect in an individual as a drug effects, which can occur within the environment of the body's physiological mechanism. So We have an example, atropine, which is producing tachycardia. In some individual, the magnitude is so high, and in some individual, magnitude is low or negligible. This magnitude of observed cardiac rate is depending on the balance between the parasympathetic and sympathetic cardiac tone, which is under the genetic control. And atropine basically produce a variable increase in heart rate, and in some individual, the dose can produce tachycardia with heartbeat 160 beats per minute, and the same dose can produce no effect or it is almost ineffective in another other individual. It is basically depending on the balance between the parasympathetic and sympathetic cardiac tone. What basically atropine causes? Atropine blocks muscarinic, muscarinic and acetylcholine M2 receptors in cardiac muscle, which is normally stimulated by vagus nerve of parasympathetic nervous system. So it results in increase in heart rate. Why? Because the blocking of muscarinic receptors, which is present in the parasympathetic nerve ending, causes increase in heart rate, because parasympathetic stimulation or parasympathetic nervous system of cardiac muscle is basically responsible for decreasing the heart rate. So if there is blockade by atropine, so it is causing increase in heart rate, and ultimately tachycardia will be produced. But this effect can be different in different individuals depending on the balance between parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system of the body. Now the third factor which is involved in the pharmacodynamic mechanism of adverse drug reaction is the disease state. The pharmacological effect of a drug which is not apparent in healthy individual can be unmasked by intercurrent disease state. Take an example, like asthmatic patients are more susceptible to produce bronchoconstriction while taking selective beta blockers like propranolol, while this drug cannot cause, or the effect cannot be prominent in another patient which does not have asthmatic condition. The disease state can also be a cause to produce adverse drug reaction of certain drug. Now come towards the mechanisms of type B adverse drug reactions. Type B adverse drug reactions are basically the heterogeneous group of unpredictable adverse effects, and these are not related with pharmacology of that drug. So what are the sources for type B adverse drug reactions? They included decomposition of active ingredient, effect of non-drug part or excipient, uh, which can be stabilizer, coloring agent, solubilizer, so on, and the synthetic byproduct of active constituents. Decomposition of the active ingredient can cause therapeutic failure, or it can produce toxic effect. For example, some of the neurotherapeutic index are more prone to produce effect under certain conditions, and the lethal effect can also be produced by the decomposition of the active ingredients. Here we have an example: the decomposition of paraldehyde to acetaldehyde and its subsequent oxidation to acetic acid. These two decomposed products are toxic, and basically the paraldehyde is anti-epileptic drug, sedative and hypnotic, and under unfavorable condition like air and light, it produces these two toxic products, and it turns in brown color product which is producing odor of acetic acid. So these two products decompose product of paraldehyde, that is acetaldehyde and acetic acid, causes corrosive poisoning to that individual, and this paraldehyde can produce its toxic effect with disulfiram or any drug infection, that is an example, that is disulfiram, which is a medicine and used for the treatment of alcohol withdrawal. And this disulfiram basically inhibits the enzyme aldehyde dehydrogenase, which is required for metabolism of acetaldehyde produced from paraldehyde. So in this case, it is also producing toxic effect. And another situation when paraldehyde drug is not stored in proper condition, like maybe it is not stored below 25 degrees centigrade or not placed in protected from sunlight, so there can be production of decomposed product which is responsible for producing corrosive poisoning. So the decomposed paraldehyde has been linked to corrosive poisoning, and it is attributed to the oxidation of the drug to acetaldehyde and subsequently to acetic acid. Excipients which are used in the formulation can also produce adverse drug reactions to some individuals which have hypersensitivity to against these excipients that include example propylene glycol and carboxymethyl cellulose can produce hypersensitivity reactions to some individuals, and this is basically under genetic control. The individuals which have sensitivity against any excipient, they can produce hypersensitivity reactions. An example, propylene glycol and carboxymethyl cellulose, which can produce hypersensitivity reaction only in certain individuals which have more sensitivity against these excipients. Now, the synthetic byproducts of active constituents of drug can also produce adverse drug reactions. Basically, the metabolism of a drug to unusual reactive metabolite can produce type B adverse drug reaction, and it can be by direct or through immune mediated mechanisms. It can be better understood by examples like phenacetin producing their reactive metabolite, which can produce methemoglobinemia under certain conditions, and this reactive metabolite is N-hydroxyphenetidine. This N-hydroxyphenetidine is suggested by different studies that it is responsible for producing adverse effect of phenacetin, that is methemoglobinemia. So it can be that the reactive metabolite which which is responsible to produce adverse drug reaction to some individual under certain conditions. And another example, carbamazepine have adverse effect of hypersensitivity reaction to certain individuals, and this is also because of production of active reactive metabolite, that is carbamazepine 1011 epoxide. This carbamazepine 1011 epoxide is basically reactive metabolite of carbamazepine, which is responsible to produce hypersensitivity reaction to some individuals. Now, the individuals which are more susceptible to produce such adverse reactions, they included the individuals whose specific bioinactivation pathways are either more or less active, and the individual with immunological characteristics, they can produce such hypersensitivity reaction to immunogens or any or antigen or aptogens, which are small antigen producing adverse drug reaction or hypersensitivity adverse drug reactions. So it is all about today's lecture, and inshallah we will continue our topic in the next class.